This is how you make Nigerian fried rice that does not spoil quickly. First, we are going to boil our protein. In this video, I used chicken. So here I had already seasoned my chicken. I added in fresh garlic, fresh ginger, fresh onions, and then some dried thyme and curry powder. And then I added table salt and chicken bouillon cubes. So I allowed my chicken to boil, bearing in mind that I'll be needing the stock for my rice. So I allowed the chicken to cook, but I didn't allow the stock to completely dry up. You know, when you are cooking your protein, you have to put enough water so that you get enough stock for your rice. So here my chicken is cooked and I'm just taking it out so that I can strain my stock and use it to cook my rice. So using a regular strainer, I strained my chicken stock, or chicken broth as some people call it, and I'm just going to press this down to extract every single juice that I can, and I'm going to allow this to boil before adding in my already parboiled rice. In one of my previous videos, I made Nigerian party jollof rice, and in that video I showed you guys how to parboil your rice, so you can watch that video for reference on how to parboil your rice and also how to make a nice smoky party jollof rice at home. So into my chicken stock, I'm going to add in curry powder to add color to my rice. Remember, we're doing fried rice, okay? And so once that is boiling, I'm going to add in my parboiled rice. I also have to say that you have to know your rice. You know, there are some brands of rice that take time to cook. There are some brands of rice that cook really quickly. So make sure you use a brand of rice that you're used to cooking, so you can know the quantity of chicken stock to use. If peradventure your chicken stock is less than the quantity you need, you can just add in some water, and if it's under seasoned as a result of that, you can add in a little bit more seasoning. Okay, so while our rice is cooking, we are going to prepare our vegetables. And chop your vegetables as seen. I like to make sure that the sizes of my vegetables are as uniform as possible. I like to make sure that, you know, we do not have irregular sizes, because that way it's easier to eat your rice. Okay, it's easier for you to take a spoon of rice and you have your vegetables are not falling off of your cutlery when you're trying to eat, and at the same time they cook evenly. You know, you do not have undercooked and overcooked vegetables mixed up together. So it's best you try as much as possible to maintain the same size for every vegetable you're going to be using. And this is another tip for the perfect fried rice. The reason why your fried rice spoils quickly is because, of course, fried rice has a lot of vegetables in it, and so these vegetables have moisture, right? If you cook your fried rice by either simmering or boiling, your fried rice is going to spoil quickly. If you want a fried rice that would last long, you have to stir fry. That is why it's fried rice. Aside stir frying the rice, you also have to stir fry the vegetables, especially the proteins you'll be using. Standard Nigerian fried rice has liver in it. Some people will just boil the liver, chop the liver, and throw it into the rice. That way, your fried rice is going to spoil quickly. What you want to do is, after boiling and chopping it up, you stir fry the liver alongside the other vegetables. If you're not using liver, maybe you're using sausage, same thing applies. Just make sure you fry your proteins, fry anything that you know has moisture. Sweet corn. If you use sweet corn in your fried rice, it's going to spoil quickly. Sweet corn has a lot of moisture, and no matter how you stir fry your sweet corn, it doesn't exactly lose that moisture. I recommend that you do that for maybe something you just want to make to eat, like within some hours for you and your family, you know, but something that is like for the long term, or for like a catering service or like a delivery or something that would have to travel somewhere, you know, I recommend that you do not add sweet corn. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is fry our protein. which we cooked earlier, our chicken. We're doing a shallow frying here, we're not doing deep frying. Okay, once the oil was hot enough, I began to fry my chicken. So you're just going to fry this until it's golden brown, and then you take this out. We are going to be using this oil to cook our rice. Build flavor in your cooking. When you're cooking, don't be shy to build flavor. One of the ways to do that is to use vegetable oil that you have already fried protein in, or even fried onions in. It just really gives a little bit of flavor boost to the main dish that you're actually cooking. So once our chicken is nice and golden brown, we're going to take that out, and then I'm going to be frying the sausages that I sliced earlier. So a quick backstory: I bought fresh liver from the market because that was actually what I had planned to use. On getting home, I realized that the most part of the liver had already gone bad. I don't know how the seller did it, but it looked fresh and it wasn't fresh. And so what I could salvage from that wasn't going to be enough for my rice. I just decided to get sausage to kind of augment what was, missing from the liver. And so that's how it came about this. Although some people do prefer using sausages instead of liver in their rice, whatever works for you, go for it. Okay, so after frying the sausages, I'll fry the liver as well. And then once this is nice and brown, I'm going to take this out. Be careful when you're frying the liver, okay? You do not want to burn them. Remember, they're already nicely diced, so you just want to give them a little bit of saute to kind of harden and cook. And then you're just going to take that out. At this point, our rice is cooked all the way through in our chicken stock. So now we can stir fry all the goodness together. This is an ancient wok that we have in my family. So this wok has served us. It has really served us, and you can tell. So I advise that for this part, you use a very wide frying pan or a wok or a big pot that can accommodate your rice and still have a little bit of room. Okay, you want to be able to stir fry. You want the rice to fry. So we're going to first go in with our vegetable oil. Remember, the one we used to fry our chicken. And then we are going to add in some dried thyme and fresh onions. Allow this to fry on medium-low heat so that it can release its flavors until the onions turn translucent. Okay, once your onions are translucent, then you can crank up your heat to high and begin to fry your vegetables. So in frying your vegetables, first thing is to start with the vegetables that are the strongest. Okay, we're going to go in with our carrots and our green beans first. Allow that to fry for a couple of minutes, and then you're going to add in spring onions. I advise that you use enough spring onions. I noticed that spring onions does bring out really good flavor in fried rice. Our green bell pepper, we're going to add in every other vegetable. Even if you like to add some spice to your rice, you can actually add some nicely chopped scotch bonnet peppers or fresh chili peppers for a pop of red color, but also for some heat. At this point, you want to add in all of that. Okay, at this point, you also want to add in all your powdered seasoning and spices. Mind you, while you cook your rice in the stock, you definitely have to give it a taste to be sure of the salt and seasoning cube quantity. Then you can know how much salt and seasoning cube you'll be adding into the stir fry. Okay, because you're going to have to season your vegetables. So I added in some table salt, chicken bouillon cubes. You can add in white pepper. It elevates fried rice flavor. If you do not have that, you can skip. It's optional. And then you're just going to stir fry. So if after boiling your rice in the stock, remember we added curry in our chicken stock, and we also added curry while cooking the rice. So once you cook your rice and you look at the color and it's not giving fried rice green, it's like a yellowish green color. So if your rice is not giving that color, you can always add a little bit more curry powder, but you'd add that into your stir-fried vegetables. So as you add in your powdered seasonings, you also want to add in your curry powder. Okay, for people who maybe may want to be cooking like in bulk, and they may not want to use a lot of curry powder, you can actually just use turmeric powder. Turmeric powder gives a much brighter and beautiful color to fried rice. However, a little goes a very long way with turmeric powder. That is actually what most restaurants use to cut costs of having to buy curry powder. Okay, it gives your fried rice a very vibrant color. You just need little. So if you have that, you can add that instead of adding extra curry powder if that is not okay by you. Add in your cooked rice and you're going to stir fry this. Like, fry your rice, let it fry. Okay, make sure you stir fry. You have to be stirring, mix all the vegetables in. You can see how everything is already coming together so nicely. You guys, at this point my kitchen was just having such an amazing aroma of fried rice. This is Nigerian fried rice. This is how we do it here. Okay, stir fry this. Allow your rice to actually fry properly so that you can fry out all the moisture both in the cooked rice and in the vegetables. That will sound crazy, yeah? You'll feel like you're going to be eating dried rice, but trust me, you're not going to be eating dried rice. The rice is still going to retain moisture because it's going to be hot. So once you allow your rice to cool, the steam and the residual heat in it gives it that moisture. Okay, now that I'm done stir frying my rice, I'm just gonna let that sit, and then I'm going to move to making a sauce for my chicken, which is actually very simple. It's just vegetable oil, fresh onions, dried thyme, my freshly blended tomato and pepper mix, and then I added in some fresh garlic and my seasoning cube and table salt. That was all. I forgot to press record when I was making this sauce, so I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize I wasn't recording, but yeah, that is all that I did. And this sauce is so basic, but it's amazing. It elevates the flavor of the chicken, and it also ensures that the chicken retains its moisture. Fried chicken, when it's left out, it kind of dries out. And considering the weather here, we're having harmattan, you do not want your chicken or your protein to dry out. Nobody likes dried protein. And this is exactly how my mom would always make this on Christmas Day for us growing up. This was like our tradition. Every Christmas, my mom would make fried rice, sauced chicken, vegetable salad, and chilled fruit juice for everybody. So like, this is standard Aminu family Christmas dish that I'm giving you guys here. So you're just going to stir fry your chicken with the sauce, and then once that is well coated, take it off the heat. And as simple as that, your fried rice and your sauced chicken is ready. I made a little bit of coleslaw by the side to go with the rice, because in this family we do not have our fried rice and sauced chicken without any form of slaw or salad. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video to your loved one, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a beautiful Christmas.